We are live. Get ready for the show, you guys. It's going to be interesting.
What's going on? Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. All right. Well, thank you for today's episode of Clover Nova Notes. We got our crew today. We got everybody here popping and locking, and we're ready for another fabulous Monday to get everything started. To my this way, we have the co-host, okay, because I don't know what side y'all on today, okay? So we're going to make it work. We have her herself, Miss Clover Nova.
Hi, everybody.
And then we got the beautiful, the fabulous, darling, Miss Coco, darling. All right, today we just want to go ahead and get everything started off today. And as we always do for every episode, let's talk about what happened this weekend. Let's pop off this weekend. Go ahead, let's start off with you, Miss Coco. Tell us about your weekend. What did you do this weekend?
I did a lot of Christmas decorating.
'Tis the season.
Yeah, we started putting things up the day after Thanksgiving, and it obviously continued. Having a little kid, I want to do this, I want to change that.
Yeah.
So everything is finally done, and I'm excited. As most, if not all of you know, this is my first year in the house. Yay! Closing.
Yes.
It's awesome. So my house is absolutely beautiful. I tried to one up the neighbors.
Wait a minute.
So yeah, what about you, Miss Clovanova? How was your weekend?
Yes.
My weekend was very eventful.
Okay.
But I would say the highlight of my weekend, to be on the bright side, the highlight of my weekend was I made a fabulous dinner, darling. I made some pot roast.
Okay,
I made sweet potatoes. I made some greens and cabbage mixed. Cornbread. And for dessert, we ordered a patty pie.
Okay, patty. Hey.
Yes.
And it looked amazing, you guys. It looked like she could have catered that for Mandy's.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like, Mandy's, they aight. They aight. So if you guys are watching, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. Hit the bell for notifications so you could be in the front row when we go live. And as you guys have noticed, I didn't open the show today because I'm handing the reign off to Mr. Antonio G today because he has something very special for the people today.
Yes,
we're doing things. We're excited about it. So for my weekend, what I did this weekend, we also did some decorating, get everything together. We got all the maturing in our house, so we had to get things together. We got the trees, plural, up. Okay, we got the tree in the living room. We got the tree outside. We have the little mini trees all over the place. Presents wrapped and take that back. The faux presents. We ain't got the real ones out there because my kids like to peek. So we got the faux boxes out there and put around all over the place. Did some a little sprucing up to the old casa here. Because we'll be hosting this year. So what my in-laws, what we do on my husband's side of the family is that we rotate who hosts Christmas. Okay. So this year we are hosting. Excuse me. So we had to get the house together, child. So we've been out here getting all the pre-food and pre-shopping together. So we ain't out there doing the craziness and all the activities and stuff together. But like you, Miss Coco, this will be our first year in the house for Christmas.
Right?
Because yeah, so this will be our first year in the house as we celebrating Christmas. Because last year we were out of town. The year before that, um, we had just closed on the house the year before because we ended up moving in January. So that Christmas we actually spent it at the old house. So yeah. So the kids are excited. Got their own little space. Like, this is why I put all my toys right here in this corner. I'm like,
Yeah. Really quickly, shout out to Miss Unique's Way checking in with us on YouTube.
Hey, Unique.
yes.
Supporting us. We love you. And FedEx driver that's in my area. I hope you see this show. Um,
Uh-oh.
a package said that it was delivered the other day, and having cameras and stuff, um, he came by, he drove by the house and he kept going. So my neighbor's camera caught him, our camera caught him, our babysitter was picking
Wow.
up our daughter, and she caught the driver just pulling by. Don't do that. It is Christmas. I wanted my gift.
Wow.
Bummed
Mm.
out about it. So, Mr. Plainfield UPS driver, I'm watching you.
Ooh, now I'm
Wow.
watching you.
Tell you what it was. It's a gift that can't be replaced. So unfortunately, he just had to get a full refund, which is sad. But in other news, everything else better be up.
Uh-oh.
I mean, that ties in with the show because we are talking about homes today. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited. Are y'all excited?
I'm I'm super
Yes.
excited about today. Today's show. We're talking about homes, right? Buying and
Yes.
selling homes.
We're going to be talking about buying and selling homes today. What have been some of your experiences? What are some of the myths you think that are out there that our guests are going to speak about today?
Me, what personally, I
Yeah.
have never bought a home. I'm interested
Mm-hmm.
in, the gems of buying a home. I do know there are a lot of work to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in apartments, and so I don't know anything about buying or selling a home. I have been interested in like doing a flip in the houses because I see younger people are doing it nowadays. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in the gems. So I don't know. You guys are homeowners, so y'all tell me, Miss Coco, what am I missing out on?
It is so worth it. Just think of all the money you've given away
Mm-hmm.
to landlord.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Again, I purchased my first home. I think I was 18 or 19.
Hmm.
My husband and I, we had our first apartment, and back then it was like 650 a
Hmm.
month. And we had this one bedroom apartment, living room, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, nothing else. I'm like, wait a minute. Why are we spending money and we're never going to see anything? Like, we have to turn the keys over when we decide to move out and our lease is over. So
Hmm.
we knew very early on that that's not something we wanted to do. Um, so that's what made us become homeowners. The challenges I faced with my first home was flooding. Oh my gosh. It
Oh
was
my goodness.
the block that we lived on, all the water ran to our block. So it just caused massive flooding. My husband had got a brand new BMW car. The first night it flooded out. When I say flooded, we opened the doors and water was just gushing out.
Oh
And I,
wow.
oh my God, I can't call a landlord. Like, who do I call? Me. I am the landlord. But unfortunately, the area that we lived in did not have our insurance didn't cover flood, which sucked. But we learned very early on what to do to prevent issues like that again. We invested thousands of dollars in a sump pump, which is important for homeowners. You
Yep.
have to have that sump pump going, generator on it at all times, like because if you have a power outage, you still need that to be able to run. Uh, but we invested a lot of money in that first home. It was a learning experience. but it
Oh, yeah.
taught me everything I needed to know to continue to buy. But don't rent, people. Do not continue to make landlords um, rich. Now, to the people that own properties, I'm sorry, but it is true. Like, home ownership is important. If you are watching this, go back and watch what you need to do in order to get to the steps of buying a home, because it's not easy. You can't just walk in and say, I want to go ahead and apply for a loan today, and you think
Yeah.
you're qualified. So go back
Didn't
and
work.
watch episode 6 or so about credit, so you know what to do to get you to the process of now of being able to purchase a home. But I love it. I would not rent again. Nothing. Not ever. What about you, Mr. Antonio?
Well, I'm going to put a plug back here. You better rent because I got a house or two. I need somebody to
I
rent
know. I'm
in there.
sorry.
Okay. So you come on over here and rent on with Mr. Antonio G. Okay. If you in
Not everyone is looking to be a homeowner either. A lot of people is okay with renting. Me myself, I'm not.
right.
I'm not
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. No, but no, I do agree. There's definitely value I find, and I know that our guests are going to really speak to this point about being a homeowner and just having that, especially us as Black and Brown people, just making sure that we have that generational wealth and we have something that we can pass down to our just our families and just stay within our communities within itself, right? So being able to pass that on is definitely helpful. So. I agree. I agree. If you have the opportunity, when the opportunity comes, definitely go back and check out our previous episode, like Ms. Copa was talking about here, when we talk about just how to build your credit and how to get yourself postured to purchase a home. And then we're about to get some great nuggets, some great tips from our beautiful and fabulous guests today. That's going to help us out to get us on the right path. So
before we do that, if you guys
okay.
want information about how to build your credit up, please follow us on Facebook at Clover Nova Notes. I will be posting credit information up there where you can go on and you can fix your credit yourself.
Yes.
I'll show you how to do that, and then that will tie into you guys buying a home. I'm doing it, so I'm sharing the gems that I'm learning with you guys. So if you guys want to know about credit, comment on Facebook and just put fix my credit. Just put a comment of Clover Nova Notes on Facebook to say fix my credit, and I will send you all the information that you need. And the episode 6 was with Daphne. We talked about fixing your credit. So shout out to Miss Daphne.
Stephanie.
That's right. And like Mike said, that part, we got to
Yeah.
be ready. Okay.
Okay, Mike, I want to see that fix my credit on Clover Nova Notes on Facebook so I can send you that information. Come on, that part.
That's
Part.
That part, exactly. All right. Well, without further ado, right, we're going to go ahead and bring in our two guests for today. We have our lovely guest today that's going to be joining us and just giving us some fabulous information, darling. Some fabulous information on credit itself. We have Miss Jamie Zapata. And then we also have Miss Kasandra Alicea.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies, for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. First, I just have to say, I'm so sorry. I guess I have a cheap camera, but it's blacking out. So,
welcome to the Imperfectly Perfect Show. It's the camera's perfect for the show. We're running on a wish and a hope and a prayer and everything. So
thank you.
We are not polished over here at all. Okay. So
it's great. Thank you so much.
But it's the elephants in the background for me.
I know. I was just about to say, honey. Yes.
Yes.
Amazing.
That correlates with her hair and everything she got on. I love it.
I'm addicted to elephants. I have them everywhere, coming into my bedroom and in my bedroom. I'm in my bedroom. I didn't make it to my office today, so you're getting my bedroom.
Love it.
That makes me curious about what your spirit animal is. I don't know why. Spirit animal.
Good question. I'm drawn to elephants. There's just something about them that are so calming, and I love them. So maybe it's an elephant. I don't know, but
Well, speaking of the elephant in the room, you guys are talking about houses.
Yeah.
And I am ready. I'm ready for the gems. Thank everyone for watching. You guys, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. We'll post them
Right.
up. And hopefully we can get down to, answering everyone's questions.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's just start it off. I know I think you ladies heard us earlier talking about just some of those myths and some of the craziness that we hear out there when it comes to buying a home or selling a home, and how difficult it is. And I'm never going to be qualified, and I never can do it. There's just too many steps. What does this really mean? And what do I need to do? What is something that you think will be the biggest myth buster that you would want to go ahead and squash for us?
And you guys will be talking to me because, they
to get you in a home.
Yes.
Yeah, she's coming to Texas, so she's going to be reaching out to you ladies, so be ready.
Yeah.
So,
Knock, knock.
I think, Jamie, do you want to start? Or?
No, go ahead.
I think the biggest myth or the first thing that has to be squashed, especially amongst the LGBTQ plus community, amongst Black and Brown people, is that you can't purchase, or you would never be able to buy a home, or you're not even not worthy of a home. Anybody can buy a house. Anybody is worthy and should if they want. Like Coco was saying, some people don't want to rent. Some people are in places short term. They don't want to mess with having the responsibility of a house. But if you even have the slightest desire to own and have your own space and build that generational wealth and have that security, 100% possible. So that's the biggest myth. You totally can buy. It just sometimes it's a little bit of a process.
Yep. And sorry, Antonio, I was just going to say, and to add to that, the two biggest things that people think is that you have to have 20% down, which you do not. And people think that you have to have excellent credit, which you don't have to have perfect credit. You just have to have usually a score of maybe about 620 or higher will get you a decent deal. And you don't need 20%. You only need between 3 to 5% down. So it just depends on your type of loan. But yeah, people think like, how could I ever buy a house? I'm never going to be able to save that much. But you only need a very small amount. There's also a down payment assistance programs for people who qualify. So sometimes you can get a type of financing that will pay the down payment for you. It's basically like another loan. And as long as you live in the house for so long, then you don't have to pay that back. So it's free money.
I love that.
Yeah, there's lots of programs. So you don't need a ton of money and you don't need perfect credit.
I love
that. That makes me feel hopeful.
Yeah.
Y'all stay tuned now. I don't know what season it's going to be on, but I'm going to have me a house and I'm going to give y'all a little walkthrough on the show.
Okay, it's going to be today.
Y'all shout out. I'm going to be on it.
You'll definitely get it.
I love that. So just within that same vein then, do we want to walk through some of the seller roadmap and just see what that looks like?
You mean for people that want to sell their houses right now?
Yeah, I mean, the buyer roadmap for people who want to buy a home, purchase a home.
Kasandra, you want to take it?
Yeah. So there's a few steps at the beginning that have to be taken. The biggest thing is, like Jamie mentioned earlier, credit doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to know where you are as far as credit goes. And I have to put my glasses on if you want me to follow the actual roadmap.
Go ahead and get your glasses on.
Like the game of life. I got my glasses on. I was like, where am I at? I put on the
So you need to find your group of people, the realtor that you're comfortable with and the lender that you're going to use. Most people don't know where to find a lender or know one personally. So I would say find that realtor that you're drawn to, that you can trust and that you want to work with. They can guide you in the right direction. Going over it loosely, you have to, at some point early in the process, apply with a lender so that they can pull your credit and tell you if you need to work on some steps to get your score where it needs to be, or you're good to go. It could be a 30-day process, a 6-month process, a year process, but you need to know where you stand, and only the lender can tell you exactly where you are and what needs to be done in order to get to the closing table.
Kasandra, real quick to jump in on that one. So am I hear you correctly? So the lender actually who can work with you to get you where you need to be to get approved for that loan. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. So usually
you're not alone.
Yeah. Usually the buyer will reach out to a realtor and we are kind of the liaison because we work closely with lenders, and the lender and the realtor will work closely throughout the process to get the deal closed. but we facilitate the home, the search, the paperwork, the process, put out all the fires, and get you to on this side. And the lender does everything financial. Make sure you're where you need to be, tells you, okay, pay this card down to this amount, take care of that collection. Your debt is a little high here. We need to do that. If we need 6 months, open a secured credit card. We're good to go. And we work together to get you into a home. So it's kind of a joint effort.
I love that. And I think that's another maybe that gives a lot of buyers a pause, right? Because they feel that they're all alone. They got to figure all this out by themselves. But to know that you actually have that support, and they're going to walk with you and actually go through your credit report with you and say, hey, fix this, purchase this to help you boost your credit or that home score up higher, right? That FICO score for your home higher. I think that's a great thing to know. Thank you so much. That's a great point.
It really is. I had no idea that you had a team to help you. I felt like you had to have a perfect credit score, 700s or plus, and it has to be a good history of like,
immaculate
ownership. Like you have to have like, the experience. But to know that there are people that's going to walk you through the steps is encouraging. So I like that.
Yeah, I say always. I say it's easier for a buyer or someone that's inexperienced in the home buying process to find a realtor that they're drawn to and trust and want to work with, and let that realtor guide you and handle the rest.
Okay.
Yes.
So what things do you look for when you find a trustworthy realtor? Because are there some realtors that you probably shouldn't trust, that will probably prevent you from getting a house? Or
Yes.
No.
What do I look for in searching for a realtor before I get the house? Like what things do I need to know from the realtor?
I think the main thing is to trust your gut when you're finding a professional. I think all realtors have, their client's best interest at heart. Some people are more experienced, but it's really about your connection with the agent that you are working with. So, just kind of trust your instincts on whether or not the agent that you have contacted really wants to help you and work with you and is going to be patient and that you can trust them. And if you just feel like, there's not a connection, there's somebody that I could probably work with that's better, then just, find someone else, because really you have to feel comfortable. You have to feel respected. And that they're going to have time for you and take care of you. And it's just like anything else. If you're, if you were going to go buy a car or you were going to go to the mall and buy something, if the salesperson is horrible, it's going to ruin your experience. So you have to usually just take off and go somewhere else.
That's it. I'm out of here. Bye, Felicia.
So I don't think there's any bad realtors. I think it's just about each one of our connections with the person that you're working with. So you just got to find a good person, like Kasandra or I today. Just kidding. And
okay, so Kasandra, you're signing up to be my realtor. Okay, you guys have a realtor already.
Yeah.
One is done. One is done, Kasandra.
There you go. I'll help you. We'll help you find whatever you want.
Yeah. And actually, we can. Cassandra and I can refer trusted agents that we know across the world. So even if you're relocating to somewhere else, or if you're not in the same city as us, we know realtors all across the country and the world that can help you. So, people that are moving, just let us know and we can put you in touch with a great agent who can help you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you guys, there's support out here for us. We just have to find it.
Yes.
But my first home, before you ladies came on, I had just spoke about the experience I had with the first home I had. But speaking of realtors, the realtor was actually in cahoots with the owners.
Oh.
So they knew that the house had been through all kind of flooding issues. But I think when you know better, you do better. But we were so excited. Like, we had toured quite a few homes, but she was a seller. She thought about her commission. So she forced us, and we thought, okay, she knows what she's talking about. But, years into it, we realized that they were in cahoots together. So you definitely have to feel comfortable and trust the person. Just don't feel like, oh my God, they're helping me, I have to, go with them. No. And the realtor I had, she's actually a great friend who helped me get the home I'm in now, Jessica Jarrett Kelly. Shout out to her.
Yes.
She's a friend. She's a friend. So we were going into homes and she's like, look, Miss Coco, this one's not for you. Like, nope, you told me you wanted this. This isn't on your list. And I'm like, but she's like, there is no but. I gave her a list of what we wanted, school districts, what I wanted in a community. And when I would try to stray away, she's nope, that's not what we discussed. And I wholeheartedly appreciate that, because we could have been somewhere else with so many issues. But when I made that list, she was like, no, we're going to stick by it. So there is definitely some great realtors out here. I'm so glad we have you two ladies on today. And like she just said, they can connect with wherever you live. So if you're in Illinois, if you're in Nebraska, wherever you may be, they can help. So I appreciate you ladies for sure.
Thank you. I wanted to mention real quickly, because you brought up the problems that you had with your house and you felt like they knew what was going on and didn't tell you. In Texas, I don't know about other states, but in Texas, the seller and the agent are both required to disclose anything that they know about the home that could be wrong with it. So if anyone watching or you feel that you've been wronged that by the seller or an agent, you can contact an attorney to help you try to, figure out what can be done to remedy that issue.
Yeah. And I did, we did take that step, and that $300,000 debt was wiped away.
Oh, great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's sad that happens, but it's a learning experience. I'm glad that, you worked it out, but it is a shame that happens. So, but it won't happen again.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Now we know.
Yeah. So Kasandra, so now we got the realtor. We understand that our lenders can help us out to get our credit and everything together. What do we do next?
So once you're at that point, then you'll figure out what your buying power is, because you got to get your approval. And that's all determined by, and I'll break it down loosely, and I won't go into too much detail because it gets very intricate, but your buying power, or how much home you can buy, is determined by your income. So I say roughly take your monthly income before taxes, cut it in half, take out whatever. Yeah, take out whatever. This is a very rough estimate. And any lenders watching probably be like, no. But, I just kind of break it down like this. From that half a month's income, take out your bills that show in your credit report, your minimum credit card payments, only minimum payments, car payments, any loan payments. And what's left over is what you can afford on a mortgage. It's much more intricate and detailed than that, but just so you kind of have an idea. So that's how you find out your buying power. And that comes from the lender, and the realtor are working together to let you know. And then you start the search. And that could be a couple of days or a couple of months.
Just made it sound so easy and cute. And guess what? It really could be as
the most stressful time of your life.
Yes. I know, like, for a realtor that we used to buy this house, I had I'm very OCD. Jamie, I'm a very OCD, Mr. Spreadsheet analytic guy. So I had a spreadsheet with like 30 homes that we've already looked at. Like, this homes are at the distance from our house to the kids' school, to the nearest hospital, to my brother's house. It was very intricate. And that was on a shared drive that me and the realtor used. Like, all right, now look at this home and tell us what they're talking about. What the down payment requesting was, whether or not they were going to help our closing costs. All that stuff was just itemized on this list. And we just communicated back and forth with it. I said, all right, draw a line to that one. That's a no-go. And then we pared it down to like our final four. That was just on the search, right? So I understand.
Yeah. And LGBT people, we are very picky. We deserve the best. So no, you have to love your house, because it's the biggest purchase that we make in our lives. So you have to really love it. And I think for people that have a commitment problem, something that buyers may not know is that if you haven't bought a home before, when you make an offer on a home, you have an option period, and the option period is usually about 7 to 10 days, which you can get your inspection done. And during that time, you can make sure that you really love the home, and that it's in good condition, and that you're comfortable moving forward. If you decide that during the option period that you don't love it, and you decide to terminate the contract, you don't lose anything. You get your earnest money back, and you can just move on to another house. So anybody who feels like, oh my God, this is such a big step, you really have the 7 to 10 days to make sure it's the right house for you.
Now, is that in all states? Because I personally didn't know that here in Illinois.
Well, I don't know about other states. I know here in Texas for sure, but most states that I'm I'm pretty sure have a period, if it's negotiated by your agent, to where you can terminate the contract and get your earnest money back. But in a very competitive market, in some states, people were waiving the right to terminate the contract. So if you really wanted to get your offer accepted, people were saying, I'm just going to move forward and I'm not going to terminate. But here in Texas, it depends on what the contract states, but usually it's about 7 to 10 days that you can terminate without losing anything. And you get your earnest money back. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So, but your agent can tell you.
Cool.
I love that.
Okay.
All right, Cassandra, what we do next now?
So once we find out your buying power, start shopping, find that right home, and you're 100% sure you want to go in, we put in an offer and go under contract.
Okay.
The seller accepts the terms, and we go under contract, and that consists of putting a 1% in most cases deposit down to take the house off the market and to make it yours, if you will. And that under contract process, for the most part, lasts about 30 days from the moment they say, yes, we'll sell you the home, to the day to the title company to close. And as Jamie mentioned, that period of time that you usually pay for, about $100, to back out of the contract is referred to as the option period. So that first 5 to 7 days, week more or less, is the time that you're going to get inspections, go back and revisit the home, have contractors look at things that need to be fixed if applicable. And if you want to back out, you back out, get your money back. If not, you move forward and you go into pending status. But that under contract process has multiple steps, and that's the part that becomes a little stressful for some people. It's a little overwhelming. But on average, it's about a 30-day process from, we accept your offer to here are your keys.
Nice.
Wonderful feeling to get those keys.
It is. Oh my goodness.
It's nice to hand over the keys. It's so exciting. I think one thing I wanted to mention too is not, some people feel like there's always something better out there and they can look forever, but there's no way to perfectly time the market. There's no way to find a 100% perfect home for anyone. I mean, I would say probably even Oprah, there's something she doesn't like about her house, and, or her houses, but, it doesn't matter how much it costs. You could always use a bigger closet or a bigger bathroom or whatever. So as long as the house, you feel like you could see yourself living there, and it may not be your forever home. It could be a stepping stone to the next house. Don't keep waiting to find something better, because then you'll never get anything. And just be happy that you found something that meets pretty much most of the things on your list. And then just know that, maybe if it didn't have everything, then wait until you have some equity in that house and then sell it and move on to your next dream home and keep working your way up the ladder. It doesn't have to be permanent. And anyone who feels like, oh my God, this is going to, I'm going to be stuck here. If I'm not renting, I'm going to be stuck here in this house and I can never leave. If you decide that you don't love the home, you can sell it and you can move. So it's really very similar to renting, except that the money that you're paying towards your mortgage is going into your own pocket, and you're not paying someone else's mortgage. And when you feel like owning a home is not for me, or I want something else, then you just call us and we'll sell it.
Awesome. Look at that.
I love that.
That's amazing.
That is great. I think that is awesome. And that's a great way, now that we've got their home, we've closed on the home, we got our keys, and we're excited, and we're running to our house. And is there a time period after you close on the home that you can potentially say, you know what, I changed my mind? I heard that was a thing. Is that a thing?
Cassandra?
Could I say,
Are we stuck with
now
it?
that I slept in here,
once you sign, you own that home and it's yours. So anytime before closing, before getting you those keys, you can back out. Even after your option period, you forego the deposit you've given, so you lose that 1%.
That 1%?
Yeah, that 1%. So if it's a $300,000 home, you're giving up that $3,000 deposit you gave, plus the money you purchased the option period for, usually $100, roughly. So once you close, it is your house. Now, if you buy a new construction home, not every city and state has new construction because there isn't space to build. Here where we live in San Antonio, there's a lot of space. So there's a lot of new construction. there are warranties attached to it. So if something goes wrong, the builder will fix it. If you buy a home that's what we refer to as a resale home, that really isn't the case. So yeah, you have to really be sure before. And like Ms. Coco said at the beginning when I was listening to that story about your first house flooding, and you thought, your initial thought process is to call the landlord, but you are the landlord, so the closest thing to
So I can't say, hey, there's a hole in my ceiling. I need y'all to come fix this.
You call your realtor and say, can you please look for a handyman?
Yeah, that's why I said own the house.
Handyman.
It's all yours. You have to do all the repairs.
So worth it. You don't have to worry about your neighbors saying you're making too much noise or your neighbors being too noisy.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Don't worry about that now. You got that HOA.
Yeah. And, for major repairs or pipes bursting or a storm blowing the part of the roof off or something major, that's what homeowners insurance is for. So it's an inconvenience. There is a fee associated with paying your insurance premium, but if it's the right type of incident or anything covered by your homeowner's insurance, it's going to get taken care of. So there is someone you can call. You're not going to be on the hook if it's covered by your policy for a $15,000 roof or a $7,000 pipe repair because it bursted in the wall and everything flooded or what have you. Most of the time, insurance will cover it if it's something, if it's a stove that gave out or paint starts to chip, things like that. Yes, you are responsible for it. It's just kind of the give and take with renting and having someone to be able to call at any time to fix whatever is necessary, but paying 100% interest or owning and have the responsibility of those things yourself, but only paying a much smaller interest in growing that personal wealth over time in real estate.
Okay.
We also recommend getting a home warranty, which you can have on any home, a new home, a pre-owned home. As long as you have a home, I always recommend having a home warranty. And a home warranty basically covers things like plumbing, electrical, a water heater, your AC, heat. It can also cover your appliances. And I've used it myself many times for electrical, plumbing, my appliances. You can renew it every year, and you can sign up for one anytime. You can sign up for it. You get a better deal if you sign up for it when you first buy your house. But if you need one now, you can sign up for a home warranty now through any home warranty company. And if you have, if the AC goes out in the middle of the summer, you just call them, and they charge a service fee. And if it's covered under the warranty, then it's usually right now it's about $85 to come out and service it instead of paying for the whole thing. So
home warranty is so important. Again, we closed here in February, and shortly after we realized the refrigerator wasn't cooling like it should. The deal was phone a friend. A warranty company was $5. They came and it was like, oh yeah, when was this house built? And I think it was 2016. It was like, okay, it hasn't been cleaned since. So it was just super dusty in the back. They cleaned it out. They showed us what we needed to do. But if we didn't have warranty, we probably would have tossed it out and had to invest another $3,000 or so into a new refrigerator. But that warranty came into play. So make sure, new or used home, you make sure you purchase that extended home warranty like it would be for a car.
Yeah.
For a home, it's much more expensive. So be sure to get that. So thank you for touching on that too.
Yeah. And renew it every year when it runs out. Don't let it lapse.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like car insurance. You need car insurance just in case. If you're going to own a home, you don't stuck with that huge bill. You need a home warranty.
I love that. That is awesome. Hey, these are great questions. Miss Clover, Miss going to be in the market here soon for a new home. Is there anything that they're missing? And any questions you got on top of your head?
Y'all answer them as I come up with them. I was going to ask about is it expensive for the home warranty and insurance? Is there like a bundle that you can get, or is there specific companies you can go with for getting reasonable homeowner insurance or warranties, or how does that work? As far as a home warranty, is there companies for that, or is that?
Jamie, you want me to take it, or you want?
No, you go ahead.
So for the home warranty, which would cover items in the house or mishaps, that is purchased at the end of your closing process at the title company. When title company is essentially the hub for the transaction. So at the end of the day, when you're about to get your keys, when you're presented with that final number you have to bring to the closing table, that cost of the home warranty is included in that, and it's just considered part of your closing costs. Now, to kind of backtrack a bit, you'd mentioned homeowners insurance. That's for something a little bit more major, not necessarily appliances or electrical or things that home warranty would cover. That cost is wrapped into your home payment. And I guess maybe we should have touched on this earlier, and I apologize for skipping over it. But when you are given, if you ever speak to a lender and you're looking to buy a house and they quote you on a monthly mortgage price, that will include your loan payback principal and interest per month, your homeowner's insurance, and your taxes. So those four things are wrapped into that one payment. So you walk into the situation already having homeowner's insurance because you will have had to set it up before closing.
Yeah.
So that's taken care of. And the home warranty company, your realtor, or if you own already, you can find one, and that's just a separate payment.
That's right.
And there's
I love
that offer the home warranty. It's just, do a little research, read some reviews, see who covers most incidents. And there's a lot of information out there, and it becomes a little overwhelming to some people, but that's what we're here for.
Yeah, there's a lot of home warranty companies out there. There's a lot of good ones, and they have different packages available where it can just cover the basics like the AC, water heater, electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. And then you can add on appliances for an additional fee, or if you have a swimming pool, you can add on coverage for the pool. And so there's all different kinds of packages that you can get. And you don't have to get it just when you get a new home. If you have an existing home already, you can also sign up for one. So they're out there.
That's right.
You are watching and you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section there. We'll be sure to get those up on the screen and answer those questions for you as well.
That's right. This is great. This is great information. So now we've nailed down the buyer side of the house. So now I'm in my home. I'm thinking about relocating, or I just need to upgrade or downgrade, depending on when we all become those empty nesters, those of us with kids, and we start kicking them out of the house, and we're like, okay, I don't need all of this space. I need to bring this down. I want a small little condo downtown overlooking the river. Just something tiny, just for me and my loved one, and maybe a little poodle, something simple, So how do we get into the selling side of the house?
Kasandra, you want to go ahead?
I was going to say, you want to take that?
You want me to take it? I can. So when you're going to sell, when the market was really, really hot, which right now it's still good, but, houses are not selling as quickly, but they're still selling. When the market was really hot, you could just put your house on the market without doing a thing to it and somebody would buy it. But now, even then and now, if you want to get top dollar for your home and you're thinking about moving, you need to, of course, contact a great agent who can check on the recent sales in your area to let you know approximately how much your home would be worth. And then you have to decide whether you want to sell at full market value, which is retail, or if you want to sell at wholesale. So if you want to sell your house as is, you're not going to get a great price. And if you want to show well, first thing you need to do is clean it really good.
Come on, clean. Come on, get the house clean. That's right. Tell it now.
But more than just the simple, mopping and sweeping and whatever, you really got to clean the windows, clean the blinds, like every little, like the baseboards, things that we probably don't notice because we're in our houses every day. But when somebody comes in for showings at your house, they're going to notice the little details. And as shiny and new as you can make it look, the better. You want to have have it really ready for showings. You want to make sure the curb appeal is good, have the lawn mowed, some fresh mulch, simple things that don't cost a lot. If you need to patch a little drywall and touch up the paint, do it, because the less a person has to do when they're ready to buy, the more likely they are to make an offer. As they're walking through your home and they see, oh, well, this is a little thing, I can fix that. Or there's just a little thing over here, I can fix that. And by the end of the show, and they're like, oh, there's too many little things. And then they just want to buy something else. So even though to us, it might seem like, oh, that's really not a big deal, to buyers, they could be picky, and you don't want them going to look at another house. So
when you're saying when you saying paint, I'm sorry, I'm gonna jump in real quick. Now you talk about painting, so I can leave my fuchsia wall and my bright yellow ambiance accent wall that I got inside of the bedroom, and my mirrors on the ceiling. We can leave all that stuff.
Well, you can if you sell it to someone else just like you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Yeah, come through.
It's funny because I love color and I love art and I love everything, but the average buyer is not like us necessarily. So they want neutral. So you definitely have to neutralize your house. So if you have crazy wall colors, you're better off painting them back to a neutral color and depersonalizing and decluttering.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure Kasandra can
so important. Please take down your family portraits.
Yeah.
I don't want to go looking at your home. I want to be able to envision myself being there, my items here. And like she say, declutter. That means get rid of some stuff. Less is more when you are trying to sell, because again, when I was walking the homes, it was like, wait, you have 3 couches in this one space. It made it look too small. So then I couldn't picture my only 2 pieces there. So declutter, get rid of, toss, donate, put it in storage, whatever you need to do to make someone else come in and feel like, okay, I can make this my own.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a big hole in the wall, put a picture over it so we don't see it. Leave it. And like she said, little things like, wait, this, I got to do that. I got to do too much. And I'm already checked out. This house, we decided to go in the driveway as we left out, and we went under contract in the driveway. I wasn't taking a chance on going to no office, going home. We did it at that moment because I'm like, this is it. And that's what they did. They staged this house.
Yes, I was just about to ask about that. The staging piece.
It's important.
Because we totally sterilized our home. We took everything out. We put everything, because it was from one spot to the other. We packed, threw everything in the moving truck. Moving truck sat outside for a little while, for a day or two. Don't tell nobody. And then we moved everything in the house. So then once we moved in the house, but before then, we had everything out of there. Did all the good painting, because I had some very personalized rooms, so I had to go ahead and make it user friendly for everybody. Okay, so after we hush Clover. So after we put everything in, it made it all user friendly, right?
I want to know about these personal rooms.
I see you with your tea. Anywho, so after we did all of that good stuff, then she put in. She said, "Yeah, we can get some staging in here." I said, "Stage of who?" I'm like, we going to the Broadway. She's like, "No, we're gonna get some furniture." And they come in and they decorate it very minimal, just so people can get an idea of what to do with the space. Absolutely. Is that something that you ladies recommend?
Definitely. I think as a seller, we're living in our home. We made our space. It works for us for everyday use. And then we have our realtor come in and say, get rid of all this, make it look presentable. And sometimes it's natural to kind of maybe take a little offense to that or think, no, my house is great. I love it. It is great. It's wonderful. But you want to, like Coco was saying, you want to allow other people to envision themselves living there. So truly take those tips from your realtor. It's as if you were going to go look for another home. You want to see it in the most pristine condition possible. You want to get rid of most stuff. It's really just to present how the room functions. So minimal pieces, like all of you were saying, staging it, even if it's with your own furniture, remove everything. I've had a lot of showings where the sellers listened quite well, and they started to pack everything up neatly and pile it in the middle of the garage so that you can still see the garage, which if that's the only option, it'll work. But it takes things out of the home. Yeah. You really want to sell. You don't want to just decide, I'm going to sell my house, put a sign in the ground, and have people come in as is, because they're just coming into your space and seeing the way you live, not imagining the way they're going to live. And that really makes a huge difference. So it's a business. Don't take it personal. Do what you got to do to get to the end of the road.
Now, question: are there companies that'll come in and stage an empty house for you? Like, do they have prop furniture that you can rent or whatever?
Yeah, definitely. The staging business is a whole industry. There are stages in every city. If someone's selling a home that's empty, there are companies you can reach out to a stager and they will come in, depending on how much furniture is desired. Will determine the price, but they bring in minimal pieces, and it's literally just to show how the room will work. And then stagers also come into sellers' homes that live in the home and do the same thing we do and say, get rid of all this, just leave this, move this chair to this room, take that art off the wall, repaint that, and they kind of guide the seller to a cleaner, more appealing aesthetic. And that always, and fees vary from city to city and company to company, but staging for a home that is lived in with existing furniture is a little less expensive than bringing in furniture.
Okay.
And you can hire Cassandra or I, and we can recommend all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Y'all already on my team. Hire them next year, y'all. 2024. They're busy. They're busy in 2023.
They're busy and booked.
Okay.
It also depends on the price of your home. You know, you may not need to stage a less expensive home because the less expensive homes, they're going to sell pretty quickly just because, you know, the average median price home, you know, in San Antonio is going to sell whether it's staged or not. But, you know, if you want to get top dollar, then you may consider a little bit of staging. But if you have a higher priced home, then you definitely need to do some staging because you're going to attract the higher end buyers with more, you know, luxurious furnishings. And it can be something very simple. You know, if you really don't have the budget for staging, you could do something very simple in the kitchen and bathrooms, which are the most important. And, you know, just towels, shower curtain, cute little kitchen stuff. And that's really will give it a little pop that people like to see in the kitchen and baths.
Okay.
It could be affordable.
Jamie's great at that, actually. I was just going to say, for her sellers that don't live in the home or have already moved, she has her pieces, and she makes it simple for herself, and it makes a huge impact on photos. Because remember, people are looking on Zillow and Realtor.com, and they're going to make the decision before they even tell you what home they want to see. And those pictures make all the difference of I'll screenshot this one or send it over to my realtor versus next. So if you look at all of Jamie's listings, she puts in just a few pieces here and there, a little plant, a piece of art on the wall, towels, things like that. And it makes a huge difference. It doesn't have to be a bank-breaking situation.
Yeah.
Now, Jamie, are you a Leo by any chance?
A Leo? I'm a Scorpio, so it's almost the same thing. We're just nicer. Just kidding. No,
I'm not going to say anything because you're going to help me buy a home.
Are you a Leo?
Yes.
Oh, I love Leos. Well, we're practically the same. I was being sarcastic. I'm probably meaner. Not meaner, but
say y'all spicier. Y'all love
yes, spicier. That's the nice way to say like.
Yeah, we're not gonna say me.
The B word. So
you can say it on this show. Perfect show.
Yeah.
This folks, the grown folks on this show.
But yeah, and I think that does that does help with decision making buying a home, just seeing furniture and how, because I've been even in apartments. You've been in an apartment, it looks so nice, then when you get your furniture in there, like, oh my God, who designed this apartment? Because my couch only goes in one wall. I can't move furniture around. So when you can see furniture in there, you can say, okay, I can kind of see my furniture being in here too. So that's
And one thing too about the staging and stuff is that, you know, right now, white cabinets and white kitchens and white bathrooms are very popular, but in photos, it comes across very stark and bland, even though it's beautiful. So you do need some contrast with, like, you know, little accessories to make it pop in the photos. In person, you know, it's going to look stunning, but in pictures, an all white kitchen can look very plain. So
sterile.
Yeah. So you just have to think about, really, when you're going through your house, think about how is this going to look in the pictures, because that's what's going to get people in the door to sell your house. And also, there's a misconception that, you know, selling during the holidays is bad. There's really never a bad time to sell. There's always people moving. There's always people that need somewhere to live. So, you know, spring and summertime is busier just because that's when school is out and there's more people looking, but there's plenty of people moving right now. Kasandra just got several people under contract. So there's really never a bad time to sell. You just take advantage of the buyers that are out there and you get a great offer and then you sell.
Okay, so if you guys are watching, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. You can play this back from the beginning if you're just tuning in. We're talking about buying and selling homes. Anyone could be a homeowner if you have the right team on your side to help you walk through the process. You do not have to do this alone.
That's right.
We've covered a lot of gems in here, and I'm glad I got this information because I did think that, like I said before, that you had to have ABC and XYZ before you get a home. But to know that there's people out there that helps people with beginners or experienced homeowners is very valuable. So I appreciate you guys for sharing your gems.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
oh, sorry. If I could
No,
just
go
say
ahead.
to you, Clover, like you mentioned earlier, and to other people listening,
Mhm.
obviously anyone can buy a home. It doesn't take, if there's a piece of information that someone takes from this that's wanting to buy a home, just know that it doesn't take a huge down payment, like Jamie said, in immaculate credit. You do need a decent credit score, but if the lender that's not there, they can reach out to you, like you said, and help them fix their credit. But there are all kinds of down payment assistance programs, like Jamie mentioned, so that covers your down payment. You
Okay.
just need that 1% down, and negotiations can happen throughout the deal so that closing costs are reduced a bit. So it becomes a huge number. I mean, it goes from a huge number and becomes a much more manageable amount. So it allows a much broader pool of people to be able to. So it can happen. It's just a different process for everyone.
I love
Okay.
it. That is so great. Thank you, ladies, so much. We really, really, truly appreciate you guys coming on today and just educating us. You have
Thank you.
provided so much information. All of our people out there in Clover Nova land. Okay. All right. Thank you for joining the Clover Nova crew as we've had James Zapata and Kasandra Alicea with us today. You can reach and contact them here. You see their information here. Screenshot, take a picture, download, copy, all that good stuff. And then we also have their Facebook information down below. But before you ladies leave, we
Wait,
got
and
something we do for every episode. I'm sorry.
you can't hear me. Okay, there we go. Sorry,
Oh, there you
y'all.
go.
I
I
have
hear you.
a question.
Oh, go ahead, Miss Coco.
So someone sent me a private message. Y'all, if y'all are watching this, please put it in the comments so they can read it and answer the questions. But someone is asking if they are a Section 8 voucher holder, is it something that you could do to help with home buying?
Great
Cassandra?
question. So if they're a voucher holder, it's mostly just rentals, and there are rentals listed under that. Not everyone does those. When it comes to home buying, the process would be a little different. What would be your take on that, Jamie?
Well, so the Section 8 vouchers are for rentals, but as far as somebody who is a lower income, if that's if that's the question, for low income individuals, there are some programs in various cities through, like for instance in San Antonio, there are low income housing options, but you have to qualify based on your income. You can't make too much income and you can't make too little to qualify. So you could still buy a home, but you also still need to have your credit score has to usually be about 620 or higher. So it is actually possible. You just have to find those programs through the city that are for affordable housing programs, basically. And loan officers or realtors can help you. We just have to do a little research because there's not a lot of them, but there are definitely some available. But you still have to get your credit in order.
Awesome.
Love that.
Thank you for
Great
answering.
points.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Antonio. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. That's
I
great.
actually sold two of those here in San Antonio. I had the privilege of working with a nonprofit here in San Antonio who the houses were specifically for people that were making 30,000 or less per year. So
Love that.
they got great houses. Yep.
That is awesome. Come through, Jamie. That's what I'm talking about. It's possible. That's right.
I wanted it, but I couldn't get it.
That's right.
Okay.
So before we leave, go ahead, Ms. Clover.
No, go ahead because you're the host today.
Go ahead. You got it. We all co-hosts. You got it.
Okay. Well, on every show we have what we call the note box. Now, this could very well be some totally left field. I don't know all of the topics in here. I have random people just write a topic on a piece of paper and then they throw it in the box. I have not read them all. Some of them make me wish I have read them all, but I'm going to pick a topic out. And then starting with you ladies, we're going to get your opinion on it, okay? So there's all my topics in the box, and I'm just going to pick one out. please let it be a decent way because
They could be about anything, ladies. So be ready now. This is no holds barred.
okay.
We're
Yeah,
shy.
we may turn into from conservative to ratchet in 2.5 seconds. Okay. Okay, so this is a pretty decent one. This one says, what do you guys think about the lack of support from friends and family? Have you ever had any situations where you had
The mouth drop for me with Jamie. She's like,
I had to tie my hair up for this one, child. Hold on, go on now. Let's go.
I think Kasandra can definitely answer this one. She's always great at answering this one.
Jamie, what I'm trying to put.
honestly, can't everyone really kind of vouch for that? We all have some friends, some family who just not really on board with what we're doing in life, and it's just like,
Yeah. So is this going to pertain to the lack of support from friends and family?
Anything.
People in the community for
Anything. It can be that.
First thing that
Anything
comes
you
to
want.
mind.
Gotcha. So my take on this is not everyone's going to be on your journey. Not everyone's writing for you. You know what I mean? So if you have a large portion of your family who's not supportive or down for you, that is a hard pill to swallow. But at the end of the day, you have to look out for yourself, and you have to surround yourself only with people who are like-minded and have the same vision and have the same love as you. So sometimes it's your family, sometimes it's your chosen family and great friends. So it's all about really just, they say those 5 people that you surround yourself with are the most important. And you look around that circle and that's who you are. So you just have to make sure that the people you choose to surround yourself with are the right people for you and your journey in life. And unfortunately, sometimes it isn't the people that you prefer it to be, but we always have the choice to make it the right people.
I agree.
I love that chosen family, honey. Yes. Yeah. So true.
Yes. When I was starting my business, I had received some very good advice, and it was posted all over social media, little memes and stuff. And it's like, your biggest supporters are not going to be your families and friends. The biggest supporter are going to be the people who are just interested in what you're doing, period. So don't feel like when you're creating a business, you're doing music, or whatever you're doing in life, don't look to the people that you know for the support. Granted, you may have some, but just know that your biggest supporters are going to be people who are just interested in generally what you're doing.
Yeah, just what you're doing, and you're selling yourself as a brand, so definitely.
Yeah,
love that. What you got, Jamie? Oh, sorry.
I just don't let anyone bring you down. We're all amazing, and you know what? Our words can only hurt us if we allow them to.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Sticks and stones might hurt us, break our bones, but words can never hurt us. Come on now.
I mean, if somebody punches me, that'll hurt, but words cannot.
That's right. Don't give them power.
Don't give it the power. Don't let anyone suck the life out of us.
I love it. Miss Coco-licious.
I would just say surround yourself with those that you know will support you. I do understand that not everyone has your best interest at heart. They are there to watch you and talk bad about you to the next person. Oh, I can't believe, why is she? Did you hear? Don't surround yourself with those people because they are there to bring you down. And we are about moving forward in life. And I think that's episode 3 or 4, Inspired Relationships.
Yes.
Yes, it is. You haven't seen it, watch it.
Yeah, I surround myself with positive people, good energy. And that's what led me here with my co-host. So
I agree. Yes, I definitely agree. I mean, when you were saying, when all you were speaking, it was a song by TLC called "Case of the Fake People." I don't know if y'all remember that song or not, but that just jumped in my head when you guys were all talking, because it was like there was a verse out of everything you guys said was a part of that song. It was one of the verses, and it was just, hey, you got to know, when to cut them loose. You got to know they're just there just because they want something from you. You got to know whether or not if they're really a value add to you as an individual, as a human being, and just to understand that people's perception of you is their reality. Don't make it yours. So I just love just not allowing outside entities to control you. And I tell my kids that all the time. I said, you decide how you react. The moment you react, the moment you're reactive because of someone else's words is when you allow them to control you. So maintain your own control, maintain your person, and just remove them from your space. Like I tell my kids when they bother me, remove yourself from my line of sight. I gotta go.
And in the words of Kanye, no one man should have all that power.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's what he was saying. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. That was a whole other conversation.
I tried to clean up his little verse. That was what he was talking about. He was talking about being in control of your own thoughts and ambitions.
That's it. But thanks again so much, ladies. We really, truly appreciate you two coming and joining us today. It meant the world to us. And again, all of our viewers out there, please like, subscribe, share. Their information was provided below. Their Facebook information is below, so you can go ahead and subscribe to them and follow them on Facebook as well to get information about real estate. Again, they're not just local here within San Antonio, Texas. They know people everywhere. They got in many area codes. Hey, right? You know what I'm saying? So,
why?
They got homes.
They got homes in different areas. So thank you for the word, James. All right, there you go. Add a M in between that O and that E. Okay, all right, there you go. So you just go ahead and follow them. Thank you again, ladies, so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, you guys,
ladies, we had an excellent time today.
Thank you. I guess Kasandra disappeared.
Yeah. And we got you.
There it is.
I want to thank everyone for joining in on this lovely session full of gems. You guys, we're here to provide you guys with full of gems. Thank you, Antonio, for bringing the lovely ladies on. Now I know that me too can buy a home.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna focus on my credit first, so I can get that 620 and above, and 630 and 640, whatever. And I have better. Oh, you know what? I didn't ask. I hate when it happens. It's the Leo on me about the higher the credit score, the lower the down payment, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming that's okay.
Yeah, down payment and interest rate.
Yeah. If you guys are just tuning in right now and you're watching at the end of the show, you have questions about home ownership or selling your home, please just still comment below. It don't have to be live for you guys to comment. Comment below. And, if we have to shoot the questions over to the ladies to ask, the answers, and, we'll get back to you. Trust me, we answer all our comments.
And Miss Jamie just answers her question. Lower entrance, but down payment stays the same.
Okay, lower interest rate. Okay, so I want to get my interest rate low as possible. Okay, that's what's up. So you guys, as I do, so I want you guys to download the Fetch app. If you haven't done it already, download the Fetch app, you guys. Listen, this is an app that can give you guys gift cards. Okay, if you use my code below, you can earn 2,000 points towards gift cards. It's really good for the holiday season, you guys. Snap pictures. All you do is snap a picture of your receipt, and there you go. You earn points. And when you get so many points, you guys can earn free gift cards, and it's good. You can refer other people and get more points like I'm doing right now today. So download the Fetch app, you guys. Snap all the receipts you can, earn points, get gift cards. There you go.
Awesome.
All righty. So thanks again so much for everything. We appreciate you, ladies. Appreciate all the guests and everybody that joined us today and all of the great comments today. Again, like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell for that notification so you can continue to get updates about future events. Because we got the rest of the year planned out. We're going to have a nice little Christmas party going on, okay, here at the KNN crew. So y'all better get ready. I got my hat already over here.
Oh, I didn't get my hat. Yeah, I have to get my hat, y'all.
Yeah.
I
got my hat ready. It's
Don't
coming,
put it
child.
on already. Don't
it's
do it
coming.
out.
It's coming. I'm telling you, I'm ready. I'm ready, okay? Ike is ready, okay? Y'all better get ready, anime. Okay, get to eat the cake. So
I'm trying to, Ike, but I just can't get to the store.
So we're gonna have a nice little New Year's bash beginning this first year. We got some new and exciting things that's gonna be coming for season 2 next year. So y'all just be ready and be on the lookout for it. Okay, it's coming. Spicy and titillating.
Oh, before we go, one thing I want to do that I told this young man I was going to do. There's a new artist coming out with a new song, and I love what he represents. I love the group of people. He was speaking of surrounding yourself with good, positive people. You guys, I told you guys last week that I was at a album release party. There's an artist that's been doing an amazing thing. He gave us a sneak preview of his video. So I already seen the video. I want to share with you guys. And the video is out today. He goes.
Spicy.
Yeah, exactly.
Tantalizing.
As I'm scrambling to find a video. Okay, so this is the name right here. He is Hassan Anis, and he has a song out right now called Nobody. It is everything. And he sent me.
Okay, open back.
Yes, he's he's everything. Trust me, and that back moves. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
He sent me a 16-second little snippet of the video, and he gave me permission to share with you guys. So listen, follow Hassan Anis right now. It's on every streaming network. Download Nobody. You guys listen to it. It's very good. I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek right now. Here you go.
All right now. Wait a minute.
Listen. Can we play that again? Just one more time.
Giving me a Leah, I'm getting a little Rihanna, I'm getting
giving me a little bit.
It's just
I'm ready to do what it do. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's
He has an amazing voice. You guys check it out, please. It's on every streaming network called Nobody. Hassan Anis. If you guys need more information about it, hit me up on Cloven Over Notes. I know Mrs. Coco has to go, but I want to say one last thing. When I did go to the album release party, they had a spread of food that was so amazing. And the cook, I even remember meeting the cook there that prepared all the food. It was so amazing. And I remember him scrambling to give me his card because I gave him a card to the show. He said he was going to watch. Unfortunately, I was just told that he had passed a couple days ago. Tyran Pearson was his name, and we still don't know what happened. But I just wanted to give a moment of silence for Tyran Pearson because when I tell you he was an amazing soul, he smiled the whole night. The love was felt in his food. His spirit was just so big, and I wanted him on the show because I wanted him to, give us some recipes. I wanted to pick his brain about some of the food choices that he had, and it was so shocking to know that he was no longer here. So I just want to give like a brief moment of silence for Tyran Pearson. Thank you guys so much for watching.